New York City, the center of the world, the most populated city in all of North America and the United States, obviously. I come here about twice a year. I've been coming here a lot over the last few years, and it's every time I come here, I see so much. I see the live action. I see people saying that Jesus is going to come back. Homeless men just, telling us that the end of the world is near. I see street performers. I see bankers. I see homeless people. I inhale the lovely smell of marijuana, just our favorite scent. I see all this. I see all this life that I would never see in Dallas. And at the same time, I see such disconnect. I see people on their phones. I see people reading something. Well, actually, Americans don't read, but I see people just living their individual life. While New York is one of the most populated, I mean, you cannot find a place more densely populated in anywhere in the United States than New York City. I also see some of the most, I at least feel, maybe other people don't, but I feel the most loneliness, isolated, disconnected I've ever felt. It's the biggest contrast. And I think what's going on is you kind of have extremes where since you're surrounded by so many people, you just have no idea what's going on. Now that I'm taking a whole lot more public transport in, your boy's gonna get his 10,000 steps in. That's the best part about New York. You could eat a Big Mac every day, but if you get your 10,000 steps in, it undoes the Big Mac. Best part about New York. And while I'm doing all these things, exploring this and that, I get this sense that some people, while of course obviously there are people that love it here, have all their friends here, their social, like that's everywhere. But you can also see just deep, 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 deep isolation. I can see hyper individualism. I see it on the subway because I'm surrounded by people I don't know. So it's hard to build a sense of community when you don't know the person to the left of you, you don't know the person to the right of you. And the fascinating thing is, I remember on the subway yesterday, 2 days ago, 2 days ago when I first got off the plane and I was on the subway, there was me, your little scrub out here, and I was sitting next to like some banker guy. I could tell because his haircut was half my net worth, or actually, his haircut, I would have to take a loan out just to get the type of haircut this guy had next to me. And yet we live radically different worlds, but we're both on the subway. And while it's a beautiful, the subway is a great equalizer, and it's beautiful. That's great, but it also can just show the divide, because I heard people speaking Russian. Of course, I heard Spanish. You already know. New York is basically Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Italy, and Israel, because there's a lot of Jews here, all wrapped up into one city. I don't know why. I don't know why these cultures blend together, but they find a way to blend together. You'll eat some plantains, a pizza, and then have a Reuben sandwich all in one day. While in Texas, you're just gonna have a quesadilla, some queso, and maybe some brisket. But not in New York. It's a completely different flavor down here. It's something that I think about a lot because it's weird. You just sometimes ask myself, what is their story? Like, what's going on? And especially since there's like homelessness is way more prevalent. Yes, I know Dallas is in decline, but New York, oh my gosh, city of woo, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Honestly, I feel like I just need to put like a bubble or a tent over this whole city and air condition it because man, there's some people that need some shelter and I gotta get my shovel and start digging because I don't know how to solve this problem. And it's very fascinating to me that you can see extreme, extreme, extreme wealth, just like in Dallas. But unlike in Dallas, where it's like a physical street, where like you have your car, in New York, it's legitimately just a block. You could literally go from the crack house to the penthouse, like all in the same block. And I always forget about that. Like I always forget that you just see the extremes right in front of you. With the extremes comes the extreme loneliness. You know, you could have you could be a complete unknown and it's almost interesting where it's like you could be your boy could like I could just rob a bank and then bing bang boom, put the wig on, put the wig off, change my contact lenses, and then you wouldn't even know that I'm like this big bad gangster at large because anonymity is New York City's anonymity. I can't even say that. Being anonymous is the city's identity. Like that's this city's identity is nobody knows who you are. You're kind of not, and Well, yes, obviously, because your boy's getting the Oscar Academy Award winning for Best Actor, and your boy's also gonna get the Tony Award winning for Best Actor. You can come here, make something of yourself, but you're fighting an uphill battle. Rent here is no joke. Socializing here is no joke. The people here are not like they're at least in Dallas, people will pretend to like you. They'll be like, "Hey," but then like once they get like once you did reveal that, oh, you got some depression, or like you didn't vote the Republican Party, like that's then that's the extent of Texan friendliness is like the moment you disagree, New York straight up, they'll just disagree with you straight, like they'll just straight up disagree with you. But once you get past that straight up disagree, like once you get past that wall, then you can find your people. You can find your people. But it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. People have been eaten up by this city and spitting out. Like the city chews people up and spits them out. For me, I don't like the cold. I do not like the cold. And I love that in Dallas, it's purgatory down there. But over here, it's like 60s and 70s in May. It's the best. It is the best weather this time of the year. I cannot complain at all. We don't even need air conditioning, right? Like this, there's no air conditioning in this room. I'm just like, we're just raw dogging living spaces because there's no air conditioning. You just open a window. Something that's completely foreign to a Texan. New York is kind of like, it's getting me to start to think about, okay, what's the next logical step for me? Because I'm not gonna, don't get me wrong, I'll have my bacon, egg, and cheese until the day I die, but this is not home. This isn't home, While it's great to like hear all these stories and be exposed to all these cultures, I get this gut feeling that I just I wouldn't be the person I'm supposed to be. At least not here, not in the long term. The worst part is, I'm gonna have to come back here for the rest of my life. Honestly, this is a real prison sentence. The real prison sentence isn't that I had to grow up in Dallas. It's that I have to now spend the rest of my life coming back to New York City to go see my sister and to go see my college friends. Like that is because, I just decided to come up here. I don't know what I wasn't thinking. When you're 18, like the decisions you make like 18 to 22, you're just not thinking. You're just in survival mode. You're just like, and some people get a girl pregnant or get pregnant or get addicted to drugs. I decided New York City. That was my irresponsible decision. I don't know why. I guess, I may not have a kid to show for it, but I definitely got a lot of regret. I'm going to like try to unpack. I might do, something in Central Park. Can't make any promises, but so far I'm just noticing that, or I've always felt like, that's like just an inner feeling I've had that while this is like a very connected to a lot of other things and there's a lot of moving parts, it's deeply isolating here, and it's something you just have to wrestle with if you come from somewhere else and you're moving to New York City. I also want to thank all the new subscribers. Thank you if you're new. Thank you for, the people who knew that all it took was a girl to reject me to just get all this attention. That's all I needed. It's kind of like an Uno reverse card. Thanks for watching this video. If you like, please like and subscribe. My socials will be linked down below. And at the end, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.